No pushing, no pushing. Enjoy the game.
There's just a buzz in the crowd when it's full and everyone is excited.
Thanks a lot. Enjoy the game.
And you just see all the excitement from a big group of people. It's always a lot of fun.
Thanks. Enjoy.
It's very exciting. There's a lot of new faces. There are a few familiar ones, though.
You just think about all the work that you put in all season, the last 6 months, and it all comes down, not necessarily just to today, but you can kind of see it finally pay off today.
This is like rooting your son or your grandson on or something. They're not somebody that the whole world knows. They're not making a whole lot of money. They're really giving it their all because they aspire to go higher. So I love it.
You see the kids and you remember what it was like when you were a kid and went to the ballpark. You came out and saw the greenest grass you've ever seen. How you doing? Saw the players and the stars, that you looked up to.
You're like, I was in their place one day. And they're thinking the same thing, like, man, hopefully one day I can be where these guys are.
They seem to take it all in. You never know what they're taking in. You think they're just so busy doing this and that. But
this is my favorite song.
They know the score, and they have their little gloves so they can catch that pop ball.
It was always the beginning of the summer. It was always an exciting time, a new start, ready to kick things off and get going for the year.
It doesn't matter what happened. You could have ended the year 0 for 50, but now you're 0 for 0. You could have a 3 for 4 day and you're hitting 750 right at the start of the year. That's a pretty cool feeling just to know everything that's happened before this doesn't matter. You can just start clean.
They have nowhere to go but up.
Stands 6'3" in the box from the left side and takes a slider over the outside corner for strike one.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
They call it the wall that heals. Well, it does.
It's so powerful and such a reminder of the sacrifice that young people made for this great nation.
Stripes and bright stars.
It's a very disturbing thing that 58,000 young American boys lost their lives in the Vietnam War.
The ramparts we watched were
It's not just a memorial, it's a memorial with names. Everybody reads numbers and it's a number, and you forget by the time you walk away. But when somebody comes up here and reads this name, there's a face to it.
It's so powerful that it brings tears to your eyes.
That our flag was still there.
A lot of these guys did not want to go, but they were called by their nation and they went anyway.
It chases a lot of demons. Sometimes it's hard for veterans to come back out, but once they do, they're glad they did.
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It's a time for me to reflect. It's my time. And that's what some of the veterans are looking for, is their time.
Okay. Sit easy.
They have, for all intents and purposes, been counted out.
Just recently, they found out that I have osteoporosis.
As a medical burden, the brunt of political scare tactics about death panels and drains on Social Security.
Yeah, I have braces on both my legs. I have a rod in my back with 2 screws. I've had bypass surgery.
Yet life expectancy for every one of us is growing by the day.
Of course, the arthritis.
For Jack and Kay Rogers, life in the fast lane has slowed a bit, but they are not looking to their 90s as a time for easy chairs, game shows, and frozen dinners.
Yeah, I'm 87. He's 18 months older than me.
This husband and wife of 62 years are scooting around the best they can. Their bodies are what many would consider beyond repair.
We're not sweet 16 anymore.
Heart bypasses, fused bones, screws, and scars.
I'm also diabetic.
They are not discouraged.
I'm the only one that comes in here with a walker, probably.
And you're going to pull right below your chin there, Jack, so you want to always look up.
Believe it or not, between the diabetes, heart disease, and arthritis,
that's what I wanted to see there, Kay.
The Rogers are the perfect candidates for a heart-pounding workout.
Give me 2 more.
Oh yeah, did I mention?
2 more for me, Kay, 2 more for me.
They've hired a trainer.
Good stretch.
You could not have expected, as a personal trainer, that this would be part of the clientele base, could you?
Oh no. And let those arms come up. There it is.
Yet better than 50% of Tony Ponton's clientele carry AARP cards. This is a guy certified to train professional athletes.
With them, they're eager. As you can see, they like to use the machines. They like to do everything there. And they know their limitations. Like I tell everyone, even with my clients from 20 to like the Rogers 89, I was like, you let me know if something hurts because there's always a modification. Yeah, relax it there.
Seeing a couple like the Rogers in a place like this just 15 or 20 years ago was unheard of. They were too old, had too many physical problems, and were too big a liability for the gym. So has the medical profession really changed its recommendations for senior citizens that radically in such a short period of time? The short answer is absolutely.
When I first went into practice 30 years ago, the idea was, you're 65, it's time to sit in your chair. Don't overdo it. If you have a heart problem or if you have joint or hip problems, don't overdo it.
Can you move it okay?
Oh yeah, I can move everything fine.
Today, Adler doesn't have a client that isn't given a different kind of message.
By and large, there's no exception. I tell people every day at any age, 90s and older, you want to do something, you want to keep moving.
Every day our life expectancy is lengthening, and despite accidents or catastrophic illness, medical miracles will likely keep us alive. But in what condition? What quality of life is acceptable to you?
So often I'll have someone who doesn't particularly care say to me, well, doc, I might just keel over and die. And I say, well, no, the statistics are more likely that you're going to be disabled.
How's that feeling that back there, Kay?
Unacceptable to Jack and Kay. They like living, and more important than ever before, they like their quality of life.
There's where the fun is. We can tell after we've had a session.
Raymond, you got some stiff competition next to you, buddy.
The walking is better, our stamina is much better, and if we're away from this, we have to get back.
But it's amazing how many people here come up and say, the younger ones say, I wish my mother and dad would be doing that.
An entire generation is about to be saddled with older adult care in this country because of outdated advice. Then there are those who have been lifted out of that thinking.
You treat everyone like they're your age. I was like, don't hesitate.
The Rogers kids, now in their 50s, aren't stupid.
Good kick to those legs there.
They understand the benefits of having healthy, independent parents. So what do they give Jack and Kay for holidays and birthdays? More training sessions with Tony.
I mean, what a beautiful gift, because we can use it.
How'd that feel there, Jack?
I'm David Clue, WMBF News.
On that bad boy.
Two laps, go, 2 laps.
Being an Olympic athlete takes time.
2 laps, go, 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 go.
Dedication.
Line them up and get it started here.
It's a lot of hard work and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, as they always say.
And drive.
You have to really understand that you're a part of a much bigger picture.
Along with coaches.
How many are we gonna make in a row? 2?
Committed to making a difference.
Run. That's it, now.
Coaches like Coach Van.
But now find the white box, right? There you go, look at that, see?
The man in charge of running Horry County's Special Olympics basketball program.
We couldn't ask for a better coach. I mean, the kids love him, he loves the kids.
What kind of dress are you wearing there, little girl?
He's a goofball, and I love him.
Get your layup off that.
He is, as you can say, all in.
All right, work it down, there you go, that's
Coach Van leads 8 teams in Horry County.
Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up.
And he's getting results.
Give it right back, that's it, strong.
His players took 3 gold medals in the 2013 Midwinter Games in Charleston. Matthew took home a new personal record.
You scored 16 points.
I think the high score for the team.
That was the most amazing thing of my life.
Run now, kiddo, run.
But these players are taking away much more than pride in the number of points, steals, or assists they make in a game. They're gaining a sense of community.
Now watch.
They have such a great time. You can just see it in their faces. Gets them involved in a team sport.
Get the rebound, get that rebound. There you go.
Friendship.
There you go.
It's important to have friends instead of enemies.
And belonging.
Every one of these kids here wants to be a part of a team.
Takeaways that extend beyond the players to the Horry County police officers who play alongside them.
There you go, step back out. Once you break down those walls, look what you have. It's almost magical. And when I see these athletes at all the events that we put on, they're extended family. One thing that I stressed when I took over was a more sense of community, bringing together all of the athletes, all of the volunteers, and merging that with officers throughout the county that wanted to help grow a better community.
Bring it in.
That community has grown and the effort is paying off.
There you go. Look at that, huh?
In April, all 8 Horry County teams will go to Columbia to compete in the South Carolina State Special Olympics basketball tournament.
And they know they get to use the USC facilities in Columbia. So that's a real big deal for them.
And then in June, the highest honor for the athletes and coaches that play on Horry County's 5-on-5 unified team, a chance to go head-to-head with competitors from across the country in the 2014 USA Games.
It's really big for the kids to travel that far and get to play basketball.
Kevin, know where I'm at. Know where
to
I'm
represent South Carolina and to stay as far away as New Jersey. I mean, that's a big accomplishment for these kids.
Sun, sand, surf. Everything that makes the perfect family vacation. But when the sun goes down over North Myrtle Beach, police officers see a much different picture.
Step to the front of my car.
We rode along with Lance Corporal David King and his men for 2 nights during senior week. Within minutes of leaving the police station, Officer King was already pointing out where we'd see trouble later.
You're looking for that nervousness. You're looking for the red Solo cups, the funnels.
In 2 nights, we saw the team break up house parties and arrest about a dozen teens.
Alcohol in every room.
But Officer King says the priority is not bringing the kids to jail.
Put all the alcohol right here. We're not out here to bust. The way the program is set up is we're going to try to educate the kids before we do any kind of enforcement action. I want you all to listen to me very carefully. Go downstairs, get every drop of alcohol out of that unit. And we're doing that by telling them what the consequences are, not just the ramifications criminally. This young lady right here, when you read your scholarship paperwork, what did it say about alcohol and drug charges? You want to be a teacher.
Yes, sir.
What kind of lesson is this teaching your kids?
Officer King and his alcohol enforcement team are on North Myrtle Beach streets almost every night.
We'll test it and see if it make sure it doesn't come up for anything else.
When we rode along, none of them had taken a night off in a month.
You guys are staying here, you probably need to start cleaning up.
The guys that are on the team have a passion for it. They have children of their own, so you're looking at fathers going out there basically dealing with these kids. Hey, it's not going to happen to me. A little boy from North Carolina down here on 51st thought it wasn't going to happen to him when he fell off that deck, and now he's a paraplegic.
The problem is, sometimes these kids don't get the message, or they just choose not to listen to the message at all.
Want people to steal from you?
If that's the case, they could end up right here.
Everyone that comes to do, we do mug shots for them. We do fingerprints for everyone that comes through the door. And there is the harsh reality of a sale that we take them to.
Whether you believe it or not.
If the kids they bust are respectful, they just make them pour out the alcohol.
And I hate to tell you guys,
and they'll check up on them a few days later. In this case, the team made an arrest because these kids were driving with open containers, had marijuana.
You got stems and a pipe so far.
As well as something even more dangerous.
Weapon.
Weapon? In other cases,
I mean, there's no drugs in there.
A teen may make a split-second choice.
Turn around.
Like this one, who chose to run.
Get him.
But he doesn't make it far.
You just got a whole lot of charges, you idiot.
I was gonna have you pour it out. How you got resistant?
Sometimes people that don't want to cooperate go back a little bit quicker.
That right there scares me, guys.
Officer King says the kids they come in contact with are respectful and do what they're told. And they realize, at least for the moment, the consequences of their actions.
Are you going to actually take this as a learning experience? I wish I could believe each and every one of you. We're opening some of these kids' eyes. If I go into a house of 30 kids, I'm hopefully touching at least 5 to 6 of them and changing their lives with this program.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Standing room only for most of the fans at the Team USA watch party in Carolina Forest today.
Shot!
A day that started out with confidence for many fans like Paul Puccinelli, who are making these World Cup watch parties a bit of a habit.
My friends came to the first game. I had to work. They said it was really loud. We came to the Portugal game. It was really loud, so I like to be where it's loud.
Pull back! Go! Pull back! In the midst of the red, white, and blue, Jan Petzold, cheering on his native land. Petzold says he didn't expect to find another German fan inside the bar.
I've been in this country for like 12 years now in other cities. Coming to Myrtle Beach, watch the World Cup is an experience. Never would have thought I met another German fella.
Go, Jermaine! Play on!
For most fans, including Petzold, today was supposed to be comfortable, knowing both Germany and the U.S. had decent chances of advancing.
I'm pretty confident both teams will go through because, as I said, my heart is German, but my personality, my work, my life, my wife is all American.
But today did not lack any drama. Ghana and Portugal, the two other teams in the USA's group, played at the same time.
And we don't need Ghana to score, though.
Both Ghana and Portugal could keep the U.S. from moving on with the right result. That was almost the case. Germany went up 1-0 over the Americans in the second half.
No! Come on!
At the same time, Ghana and Portugal were deadlocked at 1. If Ghana scored again and the U.S. lost, the Americans were going home.
No!
There were fewer cheers but more nail-biting for the U.S. fans in the second half, hoping the U.S. didn't give up another goal, while also wishing for some help from Portugal. Help that arrived late in the second half when the Portuguese went in front 2-1 against Ghana, all but sealing the round of 16 berth for the Americans.